What is your American dream?
My American dream is basically, I don't want to be too wealthy. I don't really care. I just want to live an average life. I want to bring home some money to my parents because my parents are the ones who raised me. They gave me everything, you know. They came from India here just so we could have a better life. So I just want them to have a good life, and I want to be able to take care of them.
America is a really diverse place, rich in culture, and I hope it stays the same forever.
Live your life to the fullest and not having to worry about day-to-day problems that just keep on going on.
I don't have an American dream, but I do have a dream for America. It's just for equality and everybody to be in peace and everybody to treat others as they want to be treated.
My American dream is to become an NYPD and do well in future and make my parents proud.
My dream is already here. We own hotels, we own restaurants, what else you need? I'm good, thank you God.
I do have a dream, and that's the reason I left my family in India to get some good money so they can have a good life in India. I want my family to be here. I will live with them. Maybe God fulfill my dream or not, that I don't know, but I'm trying my best.
Free, liberal society where everybody respects everybody and has a life together, right? Has a society together. That's what American dream for me.
Everybody live happily and culturally rich at the same time, exploring their dreams and getting them.
Everyone has a right to the American dream. Welcome everybody, it's Pop-Up Friday, and when I mean pop-up, we can pop up whenever we feel like it, because it's Friyay, Jonathan, and Vanessa.
We here.
We gave you about an hour's notice. We called you at 12, we said pop it up at 1.
We were like...
Since yesterday.
Yes.
We don't move.
You didn't
so
move.
It was fine.
You were ready to go.
Yes.
Are you and Vanessa look like you're matching today.
Almost, right? We got the patterns going down.
We're just telepathically, fashionably connected.
I guess I didn't get the memo as usual.
It's okay.
Oh.
It's okay.
You're the one that's got to pop, Brad. You're the one that's got to pop.
That's
Love
right.
The jacket.
Thank you very much. So happy Friday, guys. How's everything going?
Good.
You ready to start? Early. You ready to start your weekend early after this, right?
Absolutely. Well, I'm gonna be rehearsing for my bar mitzvah tomorrow.
Oh, you got to rehearse for this?
No, I'm not gonna rehearse.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I can't believe I said you've been doing this for so long now, man. All right. Let's say hello to the squad. We'll see who is a subscriber and who's not.
She's on.
Right? Who's got their notifications on? Therese Slater on Facebook has notifications on. Squad up. Jessica Leamy. Squad up. Kate Butler. How are you? Tanisha Brown. Squad up. Maria Dixon. Jacqueline Daly. Squad up. Pre-question of the day from Jonathan Emmanuel Pahuela. Pregunta. Which I guess means question, right?
Yes. That means question.
He says, Pregunta. Yes. Brad, the Citizenship Act from Biden to sweeping people's records, is it available? Not yet. Not yet. Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Keep your fingers crossed. Jessica Leamy. She says, now this is what you call a pop-up. Facebook and YouTube notifications pop up at the same time. Thumbs up. All right. Davey Ray is watching. Ann White. Also, with a pre-question of the day, good evening. What's the time scale for an I-130 filing from the UK? Mother filing for daughter, 20 years old. Mother is a green card holder. If you just started to file now, most likely your daughter's going to end up in the F2B, assuming she stays single, because if she marries, she'll never come. You're looking, unfortunately, about 5 to 6 years, unless you become a citizen before she turns 21. Nina God Pickney, squad up. Jilly Gould is watching. Mavo, Tom, Ann White, and, of course, Nesquik saying, hey, squad, happy Friday. Let's see what's going on YouTube. Westman, 2 days in a row, number one. He is
Yeah.
number one 2 days in a row.
Not playing,
yes.
Westman.
By the way, Westman on Facebook is Poppy Samuel. He could be double fisting. Denise Johnson, squad up as well. YouTube always a little more delayed than Facebook. But YouTube comes in at the end.
They definitely do.
All right. Why don't you tell everybody what they need to do? But they already are probably doing it. They're probably sharing and subscribing already because otherwise they wouldn't even know about this pop-up.
Sure.
But for the three people who just kind of stumbled upon us, go tell them anyway.
Absolutely. All right, squad. So you already know what time it is. It's time for you guys to share. Let everybody know that we're here. Pop-up is 1 o'clock. All right. Like Brad said, you never know when we're going to pop up. So make sure you put on those notifications and tell your friends to put it on as well, because we are going to be popping up and you just won't know unless you have your notifications on. All right. We're about to start schmoozing with Brad real soon. I'm excited to see what we're going to be talking about. That's quick.
Yeah. And today we're only talking fun Friday stories to start everyone's weekend off with a smile.
And by the way, if you need to call to get on our show, our lines are open. We have 7 open lines still. So if you call right now, you will get on our show to ask and have your immigration question answered. 1-800-529-5465. There's a guy scrolling across the screen there with a big sign that says, ask me your immigration question. And the telephone number is 1-800-529-5465. Our telephone lines are open. We do have available lines. We're going to be getting to your immigration questions after our schmooze. Internationally, it's +1 212-227-8933. And with that, ready for some schmoozing?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Well, it happens every 17 years, Yo-Yo and Vanessa. Those damn cicadas are coming back.
I just got back from Maryland, and they are out there. It is loud.
It is those damn cicadas every 17 years. They're back.
Oh.
And by the way, I don't know who would be doing this. I don't know who eats bugs, but the Food and Drug Administration feels that somebody's eating a bug out there, and they're saying if you're allergic to seafood, you're also allergic to the cicada.
Brad.
I'm not allergic to seafood, but I can tell you I am allergic to the cicada. I would not eat it. I would die.
Brad, I have a confession.
I would die.
I have a confession to make.
Don't make me sick on live on air.
I was dared when I was drunk as heck to eat a cicada, and that is me and like
Jonathan.
Yo, come on.
Oh, do you see how disgusted my face looks?
I hope you made a lot of money after eating that cicada. It just was not a dare.
So this is the thing. So when we went to the bar, these guys were like, "Yo, it's cicada season." So we roast. It was a delicacy, I guess. I never knew about cicadas coming from LA. So we're like, "There's no way in hell we're gonna eat a bug." So hours passed by. We got a little lit. And they were like, all right, one more time. You guys gonna do it? And the girl, my homegirl, she was like, I'll do half if he does half. So they were like, you can't punk out now. And I was like, damn. That was a damn. And I ate half of it. But I'm gonna tell you. It's the protein.
It's making me sick, man.
You know, it didn't taste like anything but like a little roasted, I don't know.
Little bit. You had to be turned up to eat that.
You just taste roast, like a roasted, like I don't even know how to explain, like a roasted chip.
I'm good. We can stop describing it now. Next Friyay story.
Look at my face, all right? As you can see, I passed out after I almost passed out. And the guys are just laughing.
It's square for me. It's the middle picture for me.
The guys are just laughing the whole time. I don't know what the heck. I was young and dumb. I would never do it again.
Was this 17 years ago?
It was a while ago. Can't remember the date.
It had to have been either last week or 17 years ago because they just showed back up from 17-year hibernation.
That wasn't last week, so it had to have been
17 years ago. So, all right. So that's at least a little better. You were younger, a little more wet. A little more wet between the ears, so I can understand that more than now.
Yeah.
But still, that story, Yo-Yo. Excuse me 1 second.
Not the fiction.
Excuse me.
Brad, let's go to a bar and eat roasted cicadas.
Let me tell you something. The FDA had to put out a warning. Don't eat the cicadas. The FDA is putting out a warning. Don't eat them. They surface every 17 years, mostly in Pennsylvania, Virginia, Indiana, and Tennessee. Gene Kritsky, the Dean of Behavioral and Natural Sciences at Mount Sinai St. Joseph University and author of the periodical Cicadas, The Plague and the Puzzle, and co-creator of the Cicada Safari app. This guy loves cicadas, obviously. Explained in a phone interview with Salon magazine that the Cherokees in North Carolina viewed them as a delicacy. They ate the 17-year-old locust, sometimes fried in hot fat, and sometimes even pickled them to preserve them for years.
Oh.
All right. Meanwhile, a drunk man in Wisconsin. This is Friyay news. We're not talking.
Yes.
We're not talking any pumpkins today. We're talking cicadas. A drunk man. He didn't eat a cicada in Wisconsin. No, not like Yo-Yo. Instead, he got drunk and he stumbled into an Airbnb to pass out that he was not renting. Unfortunately, inside that Airbnb, it was being rented by 3 out-of-state cops. The 3 deputies traveled from Montana, Flathead County last week to attend police training in Milwaukee. They were sleeping at the rental home, the Airbnb, one night when Deputy Charles Pasola heard strange noises at 2:30 a.m. Pasola assumed it was one of his colleagues going to the bathroom and went back to sleep. But the deputies woke up a few hours later and found another uninvited, drunk, passed-out guest at the home.
Oh, my God.
Apparently, a drunk dude crashed with us last night, one of the deputies said in the TikTok video. The younger stranger who was found lying in one of the beds apparently went into the house by mistake, dozed off as 3 cops slept just feet away from him. They arrested him. The name of the man, they say, is Jonathan Elias of Upper Manhattan. No, it was not Jonathan Elias. I'm only kidding.
I was all into the story, too. When you...
Right.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, you're like, Jonathan Elias, how was he arrested? Of Upper Manhattan? No, it was not you. The short video shared online shows the unidentified teen sitting in handcuffs and trying to explain what brought him into the house. He told the officers at one point that this is the first time he woke up in a random place. He was just, guy was just drunk and had no idea where he was going. But he broke into the wrong home and got arrested.
Yeah. So how would you feel? Would you want him arrested, or you would be like, "Oh, it's just innocent"?
I don't know. It depends on how he woke up and he was acting. I mean,
right?
You don't know. If the guy's like, just like a silly drunk guy, it'll be like, all right, shoo. I won't call the cops on you. But if he's like, angry drunk guy, then yeah, I'm calling the cops. Who knows?
But what's your luck to do that to three cops?
Yeah,
like deputies.
It's just not your day. Just
not your day.
Meanwhile, a ticket was issued to a man right here in Suffolk County, New York, on the Long Island Expressway. Vanessa is familiar with the Long Island Expressway, right, Vanessa?
I sure am.
Okay, so on the Long Island Expressway, they have a high occupancy vehicle lane. On that high occupancy vehicle lane, you obviously have to have more than one person in the car to drive in the high occupancy vehicle lane. There's always traffic on the LIE no matter what time of day you're driving. People want to get in that HOV lane no matter what. Well, this guy just took it a little too far. Justin Kunis, 20, of Lake Grove, New York, placed a mask on a passenger seat to use the high occupancy vehicle lane. He had 3 people in the car with the masks.
Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine? But Eagle-Eye Cop, an Eagle-Eye Cop recognized it was not. It was not. It was just a mask on a seat.
Do you see Groundhog Sam back there? With the mask.
Groundhog Sam get in there.
He counts in the game too. He counts.
Now he was driving on the Long Island Expressway by the Sagatook Parkway at exit 52 when eagle-eyed Highway Patrol Officer Jonathan Abrams became suspicious of the front passenger of Kunis' 2017 Nissan. Abrams stopped Kunis and saw he had attached a drama mask to the front passenger headrest in an attempt to make it look like a passenger was in the vehicle. He got a summons, but was not arrested.
I mean,
people do the craziest things, right?
Listen, I come from LA and we have, we call it, what do we call it? Dang, I haven't driven out there in a while. Just regular, what is that called? Well, my dad called it privilege. We call it privilege anyways. But, you know, like there's sometimes where you got to get somewhere, and I hate traffic. So I understand where he's coming from. I feel like, you know, I give him an A for effort.
Meanwhile, if anybody's looking for an internship out in LA, a paid internship for 3 months, and they're looking for a job out in LA, you know, listen up, because I have a job. I got a job placement here. A Los Angeles-based marijuana delivery service is hiring one paid intern for 3 months to test out its products. Is this something that you guys would be interested in? Testing the marijuana products from the marijuana delivery service?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I do not like being high, so no.
All right. So MJ CEO Chris Vaughn told USA Today his weed company had a successful 2020 and wants to transfer that into a really fun experience for some interns. The desire to create the position is similar to wine tasting, in that there's so many new weed products being released so frequently, we just need people to test them out and tell us how they feel.
Someone needs to do the job.
And by the way, it's $15 an hour to sit there and get high.
Wow. That's actually really good.
Listen, where was this? LA? I love LA.
Yeah. Now, it's 15 hours, $15 an hour for up to 16 hours a week. And you gotta, in order to apply, you gotta include a 1-page writing sample, a short video shorter, and you gotta bring your own lighter.
Yeah, right.
the lighter. That's like what tools do I need to do this job? You just need a lighter. you know, it's like bring your, like you do constructions, like you got to bring your own tools, you got to bring your hammer or whatever, you know.
Just a lighter.
Yeah.
Just a lighter.
Hey, cannabis brings people together. I stand very strongly with the cannabis community.
I see.
So, send the link, Brad.
That's Quick wants to move out to LA for the internship.
That's about to be all over US.
That's Quick is like, hey, can I apply for some overtime? I like to do some overtime this week. Can I get some overtime work this week at this marijuana company?
I'll give them the best.
Okay.
All right, what else is happening? Oh, this is cool. United Airlines has announced that it has ordered 15 supersonic planes The supersonic
Yo.
plane is coming back to commercial air travel. It's going to cut the trip from New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey, which is the New York City area, to London. The plane's going to be able to do the trip in 3.5 hours.
Jeez.
So they're bringing back the supersonic jets. But
Wait, it was here before?
yeah, the Concorde. That was before your time. Remember, the Concorde got caught on fire in France in the early 2000s or late 90s, and a lot of people unfortunately died. And they said, you know what? It's old technology. The plane caught on fire, so they grounded all the planes, and that was the end of supersonic travel for 20 years. Well, there's a new company called Boom, and they're bringing back the supersonic jet.
Look at that.
Yes.
It looks beautiful though.
So they expect, don't go on Expedia yet to go buy your ticket, yo-yo, because it's not going to be ready until 2029. That's when they expect to start flying, in another 8 years.
It's going to be above my pay grade, but by then it shouldn't be.
Yeah, the planes are supposed to be carbon neutral, use sustainable air fuel, and apparently they cost $3 billion for 15 planes.
Jeez.
They expect, yo-yo, how much would you expect? They say this is what the ticket they expect to be between New York to London in 3.5 hours. And by the way, it's going to be a first-class cabin. The whole plane is a first-class cabin.
The whole.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what do you? First class cabin, United Airlines, Newark, New Jersey to London, 3.5 hours. I mean, literally about the time it takes you to get from New York to Puerto Rico.
Right, which is insane.
Right.
Here to DC.
Yeah. Drive New York to DC. You can take a plane to London.
So first class is like, I would say what, 15 to 2,000. So I would say like double, 4,000.
United is saying they expect to price the tickets between $5,000 to $7,000 for a round trip ticket. But you get to London in 3.5 hours. But when you get there, you can't. Yeah, but when you get there, you live on the street because you can't afford a hotel room.
Yeah.
You're like, I got here, but I can't get a hotel room now. I got no money.
Sheesh.
Right.
But okay, so I actually saw this. My friend sent this to me this morning, actually, and I started talking to them. I was like, "Would you do it though, like right away?" And funny thing was, I wanted to talk to you about it. So it's great that we're talking about it on here.
Do what?
Travel. So would you feel comfortable taking this flight?
This supersonic flight?
Yes.
Yes.
Right away. Right away.
I mean, I don't know if I don't know if I would be like the first inaugural trip from New York to London. You know, people took the inaugural Titanic and look what happened. So, you know, I'd like to see it fly back and forth a few times. But yeah, and, you know, after I see it fly back and forth for a few months, I'd take it. Why not?
Nice.
Why not, right?
How about you, Nesquik? You too?
Yeah,
I already
I'm
have
down.
a fear of flying.
I've been to London, and if we could get there quicker, I'm with it, and I'll pay extra.
Meanwhile, United is excited about the possibilities, and they ran a video on Instagram proclaiming Supersonic is here to a throbbing hip-hop beat. But there's no sound, but that's the video.
We can't play the beat.
Yeah. Right, because if we
and it flies higher than the actual plane flies. What is it, like
60,000 feet up in the air?
So are you in like space?
You're not in space, but you're certainly twice as high as a regular plane. I mean, I know when we're in, not that I've ever been in a plane with you, but when I'm in a plane and you know you look at the video screen in front of you, it tells you how high the plane is. It's always around 30,000
like
feet.
30.
Yeah, 31, 32,000 feet. So this is going to be twice as high.
That's wild.
But to me, it doesn't matter.
I
mean, to me, it doesn't matter if you're 30,000 feet to 60,000 feet. If the plane's going down, either way, you're not making it. From 30,000 to 60,000 feet, it's not going to make much of a difference. But I wonder why it's so high up in the air. I guess because it's a
probably the other planes because it's going so fast. You want to keep it away. Yeah. I don't think.
No, I think maybe it's a smoother ride up there, and maybe it's faster. up there. I don't know.
Mhm.
Again, goes back to I don't even understand how the plane gets up in the air in the first place. We talked about this yesterday.
We were just talking about that.
That's right. Like, how the heck does this thing get up in the air and stay there?
And United answered your question with this: a supersonic boom.
Maybe. And by the way, according to United Airlines, it says that if you take off from London after sunset, you will make it to New York City to see the sunrise.
Sheesh.
And by the way, guys, if we could have Brad come across with the sign, I guess pop up. People don't realize I'm going to be answering immigration questions. Nobody called. Can't believe it. We won't answer immigration questions today. What can you do? But if you have an immigration question, yeah, nobody called. But if you have an immigration question, usually, by the way, by now, we're like telling people, sorry, call another day.
Right.
But these are our true squatties. They don't really have immigration questions. They're just here because they love us.
Of course.
Right?
Can't be mad at that.
Yeah. All right. And lastly, and if we don't do immigration questions, we don't do it. It's not the end of the world. I'll be back on Monday to do more. Right?
Right. But I mean, we definitely have social media check-in questions.
Yeah,
though.
sure. All right. So, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Yo-Yo.
No, I was saying, we already have social media questions, so we definitely have some questions for you.
Okay, good. Finally, I told you I knew we wouldn't be able to make it through without this freaking pumpkin. God damn it. God damn it. God
Lord.
to the damn to the it. Gotta
It better be good.
Even on Friyay, this pumpkin makes it onto my card.
And
It better be a good.
Better be good, yeah.
It has to be good for him to come.
All right, so a wax figure of the pumpkin, former President Donald Trump, was removed. He was removed from a display at Louis Tussauds Wax Works in San Antonio because customers kept punching him.
Wow. Oh, wow.
First of all, this is not Madame Tussauds. This is Louis Tussauds. It's like McDougal's and McDonald's, from Eddie Murphy movie. It's like, no, we're not McDonald's. We're McDougal's. We have the same burger.
Yeah,
we got this. Whatever is it? Not McDougal's. McDougal's. Right. We got the same burger. We got the same pickles, but they have a sesame seed bun and we don't. But we're not McDonald's, right? So this is Louis Tussauds, not Madame Tussauds.
Not Madame Tussauds.
It's completely different. But Louis Tussauds in San Antonio, they had to remove the pumpkin because people kept punching him. They thought he was real. According to Clay Stewart, the regional manager of Ripley Entertainment, we've always had trouble with the presidential section because no matter what president was, Bush, Obama, Trump, we've always had people beat him up. Stewart told the newspaper that the Trump figure was beaten so badly that he had deep marks on his waxy face, necessitating us to have to remove him. A figure of former President Barack Obama lost its ears 6 times. President George W. Bush lost a nose. He said people are just very aggressive about their political parties. So, all right, so it's not just Trump, it's everybody.
It's everybody.
It is everybody. Now
that looks horrible, though.
Yeah. Now, Trump, however, got a little more bruised than the other former presidents, apparently.
Sure.
Now, just in real life, the wax Trump is polling at about 50%. Loved by some, others hate him, said the company in a news release. Now, Louis Tussauds Waxworks in San Antonio is also working on the likeness of President Joe Biden. One visitor said in a YouTube video tour that the figures in the San Antonio Museum look maybe 30 to 40% like the celebrities or famous people that they're trying to mimic, and compared the Trump figure to actor Mickey Rourke. Let's see. Mickey Rourke, and where's the Donald Trump? He doesn't look like Mickey Rourke. Oh, that one, maybe that second one.
That one, kinda.
I'm going to tell you something.
It's like a Trump Mickey Rourke.
Yeah,
morph
but you want to know what?
together.
I'm looking at that Trump figure. If I was in San Antonio, I'd knock the crap out of that Wax figure.
Match
Would
it.
I would kick it.
It's asking for it.
I would kick it. I would punch it. I would sit on it and take him on the neck.
Give him a noogie.
Yeah, give him a noogie.
Wet willies.
Yeah. What I would do one of these. Right into his eye.
Like the Three Stooges.
Exactly. All right, so that is our schmooze for the day, and lo and behold, we have a bunch of people who called
Yeah.
with their
Really
immigration
can.
questions.
Those of you that have their notifications on, round of applause.
All right, so we still have a few open lines, but we do have people on hold. But we're going to get to your immigration questions in about 30 seconds. 3 minutes from now, not 30 seconds. 3 minutes, Yo-Yo and Vanessa. But in today's Braducation, I'm discussing stop and frisk, also known as the Terry stop, and why it's so controversial. Let's watch. My goal is straightforward, to make the law usable and easy to understand for everyone. All of us in the United States have equal rights and should have an equal opportunity and a right to justice. I'm here to help because I want everybody to achieve their American dream. I'm Brad Bernstein, and this is your decriminalization Braducation. My objective is to make the law easy for you to understand so that you can use the justice system, know your rights, take advantage of the law, and achieve your American dream. Stop and frisk, known as the Terry stop. When walking down the street, what do you do when a cop stops you? And when can a cop frisk you? Now, the first thing you need to know is that a police officer can stop you on the street and ask you questions in furtherance of their policing duties. Now, when does the pat, which is the frisk, in the stop and frisk, come into play? The police can only pat you down or frisk you when they think you are armed and dangerous, or they believe you are in the middle of an armed and dangerous crime. Now, two things make the stop and frisk controversial, and we got to talk about it. First, police disproportionately conduct Terry stops on people of color. There is no question about it. Second, as I mentioned earlier, police routinely conduct pat-downs and frisks absent any reasonable suspicion that a person is armed and dangerous. Here, where I practice in New York City, there has been a controversial history of the application of stop and frisk. This came to a point in the summer of 2013 when a United States District Court judge ruled that the stop and frisk practice, as applied in New York City, that was put into effect by Mayor Rudolph Giuliani and continued by Mayor Michael Bloomberg, was unconstitutional, and the judge directed the New York Police Department to adopt a written policy to specify when such stops are authorized. This was a bold ruling. It was upheld by the Federal Second Circuit Court of Appeals, and this failed policy eventually derailed Michael Bloomberg's 2020 presidential campaign. Since the New York Police Department overhauled its use of stop and frisk in 2013, crime has actually gone down. I believe that stricter adherence to the constitutional mandate of Terry has led to far fewer stops, meaning a better allocation of police resources, far fewer detainments of innocent people, and increased the ratio of stops that ultimately produced evidence of the crime that the police stopped the suspect for. All right, I'm going to answer your immigration questions now. Joelle in Claymont, Delaware. Joelle.
Afternoon, Uncle Brad.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
What's going on?
Nothing. It's just called me Joelle.
What?
It's just called me Joelle.
It's Jessica Levy. It's not just calling. It's Jessica Levy calling to say hello. You want to say hello to Yo-Yo and Vanessa too?
Hi, Yo-Yo. Hi, Vanessa.
I hope they're listening. All right, well, thank you very much for calling. It's Friyay. Why not talk to the squad, right, Yo-Yo?
What's up? Okay, I'm back. I was trying to get my...
Why not talk to the squad?
Hi,
Jessica.
Yo-Yo. Hi, sister, Star Girl. And Mommy supposed to be listening. And everybody else, bye.
All right, she's just popping in. It's Pop-Up Friday. Why not pop in, right?
I like that.
All right. Let's go to Sherry. Sherry, how are you?
Hi.
Hi, how are you, Sherry?
Yeah, hi.
Good. What can I do to help you today?
Yeah, my question is...
Can you just lower me in the background?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I do.
Yeah, my first interview, we got there and we were sent out because my husband had allergy. So they gave us another date, but he didn't show up because he had an emergency fine and we had a misunderstanding. And he was like, I'm not going today. So getting there, the lawyer told the officer that he's been abusing me. Yeah, and we got a denier, and he's been pissed off that you already said we should reschedule. Why would they deny his I-130? So what can we do?
All right, so the I-130 was denied because he didn't show up for 2 different interviews.
No, just one. We were there the first one. They sent us back.
Okay,
Because
so
he had
well, if he
allergies.
didn't show up, he didn't show up. Okay, so whether they gave him 1 or 2, they have a right to deny you if you don't show up to the interview. You can request an adjournment. They don't have to give it to you. They denied the I-130. What they should have done, is if you were making a claim for abuse, they had to have kept your adjustment application open for at least 30 days to allow you to file a VAWA application. If you filed and then your adjustment should have been stayed open and the I-130 denied. Is that what happened?
Exactly, that's what happened. But I
Okay.
don't want to file a VAWA because couples got issues. He apologized already.
He apologized already. So you're back.
Yes.
So you're back together.
Yes, he apologized the same day when he got back home.
All right. So let me ask you a question then. Everything is okay now?
Yes.
All right. So then you have to withdraw the adjustment and file a new one because the I-130 is already denied. And let's hope things work out, and let's hope he doesn't pull this again.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So I need to file.
You guys start
a new
again.
I-130.
No, a new adjustment. Withdraw this adjustment. You have no adjustment pending right now. You have an adjustment pending without an I-130 waiting on a VAWA case, which you don't want to do. So at this point, they're going to deny your adjustment also. So write a letter saying I'm withdrawing the adjustment. I'm not filing a VAWA, and I'm refiling a new adjustment based on a bona fide marriage to my husband, and you have to do it all over again.
All over. Okay, can I talk to you in person later so you could handle it for me?
Yep, hold on. Let's go to Rashid in Indianapolis. Rashid.
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, how are you?
Good, what's going
on? Can you hear me?
I do.
Hello?
I hear you, Rashid.
Oh, okay, sorry. How are you, Brad?
Good, how are you?
I'm a big fan of your show.
Thank you.
I have a question. I filed for my wife while I was a permanent resident.
Right.
And her case was pending because at the same time I filed my citizenship. And it took about 4 years for it to be approved because of some issues that I had with my previous marriage.
Your citizenship took 4 years to be approved?
Yeah, but finally it got approved because of misunderstanding on the
All right,
date.
so you're
I
a
got
citizen. Okay, good.
Yeah,
so what's your question
I'm a citizen right
What's your
now. My
question now?
question is, my wife left the country on her own. She was out of status. I only had a petition that was approved. Then she left to her Saudi Arabia on her own.
How long was she in the United States out of status?
She was a student visa. She finished her school. Then she was about, I believe, 2 years or 2.5 years.
When did she leave the United States?
She left during the pandemic, during the
all right. So unfortunately,
it was May 2020 when she left.
All right. So because she overstayed her time here by more than 2 years, even on a student visa, after 2018 by more than a year, she has a 10-year bar to return. even married
But
to
I
you.
did. I did file. They did send her case to an NVC.
I understand
and
that.
I sent all the documents and everything, and
That's
it was.
bravo. She still has a 10-year bar. So she's going to get an appointment at the U.S. Embassy in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. You'll upgrade the case, let them know you're a citizen.
I did.
Okay, and
But up to now, I haven't heard anything, no updates or anything.
Let me talk. So
Okay.
they're going to, you'll upgrade the case. They will transfer the file to Riyadh. Ultimately, she will, at some point in time, sooner rather than later, hopefully, she's going to go into the U.S. Embassy. They'll approve her application, but for the fact that she overstayed her time by more than a year, which gives her a 10-year bar. They would say, come back in 9 years. At that point, you would file an I-601 waiver based on hardship to you, Rashid. You would have hardship, extreme and unusual hardship, if you and your wife were separated for the next 9 years. Hopefully, you're able to prove that. And if you are, then she would walk back into the embassy a second time.
Yeah, we have a baby together that she's a U.S. citizen, and she lives with her right now in the Saudi Arabia.
Bravo. That's not hardship. That's having a baby together. Okay, so hardship is financial problems, emotional problems, medical issues, or some combination of the three. Those become hardships. Saying, I have a baby, hardship. No, you have a baby. All right. So, and the way that all of these hardship applications are done is you look at it in three ways. Okay. One way is, because there's three possibilities. One possibility is you move to Saudi Arabia. You live with your wife in Saudi Arabia for the rest of eternity, or at least certainly for the next 9 years until her bar is up. What does that look like to you in terms of hardship? What is the hardship there? Let me finish. We're not resolving your problems today. What I'm telling you is what you have to start thinking about. Okay. What does that look like? What is that extreme and unusual hardship of Rashid picking up from Indianapolis, Indiana, moving all the way to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, or wherever she is in Saudi Arabia, and living there for the next 9 years? Is that an extreme and unusual hardship to you? Let's discuss this in the waiver application. You know, where are you going to work? How are you going to live? Do you understand the culture there? Are you going to be accepted there? How does that fit into your own, psychological issues? Okay. Then you say, okay, what does it look like if my wife and child live in Saudi Arabia and I live in Indianapolis? Well, now you have 9 years separation of not only you and your child. What does that look like? What does that look like economically? What does that look psychologically and emotionally? Are there physical issues too of traveling back and forth? You look at that way. And then you say, what does it look like my wife and child living in Indianapolis with me? Well, then everything's good. So you have to go all three and then say at the end, there's only one option, which is she comes back to Indianapolis, because the other two gives me extreme and unusual hardships. That's how you do a waiver. Okay? That's how lawyers should be approaching waivers. That's how you have to start thinking about it. So what is your individual hardships? That's sitting down with a lawyer and figuring it out.
Okay, because I had a lawyer when I filed, and she told me that because she left on her own, like she did a self-departure on her own without a court judge or anything, she doesn't need a waiver.
Your lawyer's
but like
a
you
moron.
said, I guess
Your
she
lawyer's
needs a
a
waiver.
moron. She needs a waiver. Your lawyer's a moron. Hold on one second. All right,
All right,
basic
thank you so
immigration
much.
law. By the way, just so
Yes,
you
sir.
know, I asked when she left, and I'll tell you why. Because most people on student visas had duration of status. And under duration of status rules, up until the Trump administration, you didn't have a 10-year bar if you left on the student visa. Trump changed that rule. Biden hasn't changed it back.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
All right, so hold on. I think you need help or a new lawyer, for sure. Oscar in Grand Prairie, Texas. Oscar.
Hello, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine.
What's going on?
I received a letter from USIS saying your administrative closure, that I'm a removal proceeding, but I don't understand what it means.
I didn't understand a word you said. Say that again more clearly. You received a letter from USCIS saying what?
Your administrative closure letter from USCIS that I'm on removal proceedings. So I didn't understand what.
All right, so you filed some sort of application for your green card with immigration, an adjustment application, and what they said is they can't adjudicate it because you're in deportation or you've already been ordered deported, one or the other. So you have to go back to the judge to deal with all of this. So what they said is, we're not denying you, we're not approving you, we're just saying we're holding the case until you deal with your deportation. So now, why are you in deportation? Were you ordered deported? Are you presently in deportation? What's going on?
Maybe I'm present in deportation proceedings.
Okay, so then if you are, then you're not following the right procedures. So hold on one second and we'll see if we can help you, okay? All right, that's our immigration questions for the day. And by the way, if you didn't get your immigration question asked and answered on our show, you can always call back Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. You can also follow me on Instagram at @RealBradBernstein. Drop me a DM. I will be happy to answer your immigration questions. You can also follow us at Brad Show Live. You follow us at Brad Show Live. You can't handle 2 hours, but you can handle 30 seconds. Follow us on Instagram at Brad Show Live. And if you love Speed Round as much as most people, follow us on TikTok. People love it. Brad Show Live on TikTok for the best Speed Round episodes from all of our Brad Show Live. And Jonathan and Vanessa.
Yep, you guys can follow me at Jonathan Elias TV on Instagram.
And you guys can find me at Vanessa.ContrerasTV.
All right, so let's do something we like to call social media check-in.
Yeah. All right, our first one comes from a Brad Squad VIP member. Remember, I say this every day. In order to become a Brad Squad VIP member, it's super easy. It's not just commenting under the comment section. You guys have to go to Facebook, go in the search engine, put in Brad Squad, and you will see the Brad Squad immigration page, which will be the VIP page. And you just have to press request or join, and we will accept it. Then you can throw in your question anytime throughout the day. And if you're the first 5, we're going to ask those before any of the social media check-in questions. So Nenny G. Rucker, if I'm this is a VIP member. If I'm a U.S. citizen receiving food stamps and I filed for my spouse to adjust their status, and I also have a joint sponsor, would my receiving food stamps affect my spouse's AOS application, even if we have a joint sponsor?
Yes, receiving food stamps is government assistance, and they look at the totality of circumstances. And if you're asking, will it affect it? Absolutely. Will it be an automatic denial? Maybe, maybe not. But affect? Absolutely. And affect negatively.
William Patrick Kamga, another Brad Squad VIP member. If I'm a green card based on DV lottery since 2016 and I have traveled a lot without staying for more than 6 months in one country, can I apply to be a citizen?
You have to be in the United States for 30 out of 60 months, no trip more than 6 months at a time, living in the state where you are filing for at least 90 days. You satisfy all those 3 requirements, file your citizenship.
Okay, Lisa Walker, Brad Squad VIP member. When filing my N-400, do I have to have a job, or is it sufficient if my spouse has a job?
It's fine. You don't have to have a job. The only issue with filing your citizenship is if you're working and not paying taxes, it's a problem. But no one says you have to work to become a citizen.
Sajaka Jaka on Facebook. It has been 2 months since I responded to an RFE for my medical for my employment-based I-485 application. The USCIS website shows my response was received. How many days usually USCIS takes to make a decision?
It's supposed to be 120, but these days they're taking 6 months or a year sometimes.
Kylisha Brooks on Facebook. What can my husband expect to happen at his interview for the LRIF? Also, will he be eligible for the Immigrants Essential Worker Program?
There is no Immigrants Essential Worker Program. People ask that all the time. There must be a lot of people talking about it on social media. When it passes, we'll talk about who's eligible and who's not. Nothing has passed yet. Okay, and of all of the different programs that may be expected to pass, that's not the number one. The number one and number two things that are expected to pass are the DREAM Act for DACA recipients and perhaps agricultural worker amnesty, those who worked on a farm. Or everything that is expected that may pass, those are 1 and 2 of what is, if anything, will pass most likely. The essential worker one, way down the line, way down that ladder of something that may pass. So personally, I'm not expecting it to pass, but if it does, great. But let's not dream about that, because, I think everyone's gonna be a lot disappointed when it doesn't pass. Let's work on things that we can do rather than dream about things that may or may not happen. And as far as the librarian amnesty, what they will ask is proof you're a librarian, proof you were here on the day in 2016 that you had to be physically here. Make sure you're not inadmissible to the United States. You don't have criminal records. You never lied to the government. All of those question marks that you check off where you say no, 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 no. They're going to ask you about.
Maria Dixon on Facebook. If my I-485 was denied and I refiled, do I have to redo my biometrics?
Perhaps if they have your biometrics previously collected and they can use it, they may not ask you for it again these days.
Annalie Parker on Facebook. I was granted emergency advance parole yesterday for 30 days, but the person at the USCIS said I might not be able to come back into the country. Should I be worried? The only criminal record I have is a restraining order from my ex-girlfriend, or my ex's ex-girlfriend, who lied to the judge to get that.
Well, I don't know what your criminal record is. Restraining order is not a criminal record. So what you said, my only criminal record is restraining order. That's not a criminal record. So what did you plead guilty to? And then we can figure it out.
Jewel Mice J. Ella Saint on Facebook. I have a dismissed appeal from the BIA, and I filed an appeal to the U.S. court, which granted me a stay of removal. I have a green card through marriage. After I received the card, I filed on a joint motion with the government attorney to the BIA to reopen and terminate my case in October of 2020. Can I travel abroad while my motion is pending?
You should be able to, because you have a green card, but you want to be certain, just wait for the judge to terminate your deportation.
Sam Babb,
Excuse me.
Wami.
Yes.
Krishnaswamy on YouTube. Is Congress planning to increase the U.S. Capitol from 7% to 15%? Do you have any idea when it will become a law?
U.S. Capitol? What U.S. Capitol?
Is Congress planning to increase the U.S. Capitol from 7% to 15%? Not too sure what that means.
Not getting that one. Okay.
Sarah Can on Facebook. My priority date is 2007, and I am documentarily qualified. My petitioner, who was my father, passed away last month. I was waiting for my interview letter. Do you think I should apply for humanitarian reinstatement, or should I wait for an interview and tell them my father died at the interview? What should I do?
Request a humanitarian reinstatement now, because they won't approve you until the case gets reinstated. And by the way, I just noticed coming across on Facebook, Annalie Parker, who asked about the advance parole. She wrote, didn't plead guilty to anything, only the restraining order I have. Since that's not a criminal record, I have no criminal record. Well, then if you have no criminal record, go on your trip. Just be back in 30 days.
Okay.
Nice. Okay. We have Ariana Broderick on YouTube. If I was booked for reckless driving due to going 100 miles per hour in a 70 miles per hour zone in Georgia, and I was bonded out but set to appear in court in August, how will this affect my pending adjustment if charged with a misdemeanor?
Well, you have to have good moral character to adjust your status. And if you were intentionally driving recklessly at 100 miles an hour, perhaps that is not good moral character. But let's see how your case resolves itself.
Omar Matar on YouTube. I'm from Amon Jordan, do you think they are going to resume routine visa services / particularly tourist visas B1, B2 at U.S. embassies around the world? And do you have any idea of specific dates and times?
I don't expect anything routine for 2021. Hopefully 2022 we'll get back to more routine. Let's see how it goes.
Sashay Kens on Facebook. How long will it take for a National Visa Center to respond to an emergency pregnancy expedited request for a spousal visa for my wife overseas?
They're not going to grant a expedite for your wife to come give birth in America. She'll give birth in her home country. Child will still be a U.S. citizen because you're the father. But that's not a humanity, unless there's some extraordinary medical problem that only can be resolved in America. Two more.
Nathaniel Uvater on YouTube. Can a Nigerian who is present in the U.S. apply for TPS?
No, the new TPS is for Haitians, not Nigerians. Last one.
Okay. Jordan Laidlaw. YouTube. How long does it take for the National Visa Center to receive an approval notice from USCIS for a U.S. citizen to file for her sister in Jamaica?
It should be about 8 weeks, but when a U.S. citizen is filing for a sister, you're on a waiting list for so long, so even if it takes them 5 years, it's not going to make any difference, sadly.
All right, and we are done. Now it's time for another edition of Bradshaw Live's What's Your Immigration Story?
Actually born in Atlanta, but our parents immigrated. They basically came to, pursue schooling, but secure a better life because there wasn't a lot of opportunities. And we're just grateful that they've actually been able to achieve it, because we have had family members who've been deported. So just that our immediate family is able to stay here, we do appreciate it.
My family is third generation from the village of Harlem. My family also hails from the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
My husband's oldest child, he filed for us actually. And so now I am legal, as they say. I don't think there is an illegal human being, but
Came here in 2014 for a better life. Ever since I moved here to New York, I've seen a lot of growth. I'm very, very humble, and I'm very excited for that.
I came in 1986. I came as a visitor. My husband was here already. He had green card. Then I applied for green card. And I was in London working for Bangladesh consulate in London, so it was easy for me to get visa. Some people are still struggling. They're following all the rules of America. We came here for this reason, to have a better life, but nothing is free here. We also have to have our identity. We will be a proud American. We're going to obey the rules of America, but we don't want to lose our identity.
I was born in Bangladesh, and I came here sharing my feelings, my events to everyone in this country.
One side of my family is rumored to have come over with Lafayette in the Revolutionary War on the French side, but more recently, my great-grandfather came over here to escape the Austrian-Prussian War. He was a stowaway at the age of 14. I find that we share more in common than we have differences, and that's why it's important.
All right, let's go to speed round. 9 immigration questions in 50 seconds. Let's do it. Let's have a Friyay, guys.
Okay.
You ready to Friyay?
Yes.
All right, let's go.
No, I like ending the
Yes.
week off with balloons.
Yes.
All right.
Do it.
Let's do it.
After getting a green card through asylum, can I file for my parents?
No, you have to wait to become a citizen.
Deported for a drug felony, can I get a tourist visa?
No, but you can try to get a visa with a waiver.
Can I fly within the U.S. with an expired tourist visa?
Yes, a valid passport.
Can I travel to Canada with a green card?
Yes, if Canada takes you.
Can an asylee green card holder go to his home country temporarily?
No, because you've lied.
Can an F1 holder get a green card through employment sponsorship?
Perhaps, yes.
Can I travel internationally while waiting on my CR1 interview?
With advanced parole, if you're in the United States, or you can travel any way you want. If you're not in the U.S., guess.
How long will it take to adjust an F1 to F2?
F1 to F2? 100 days, I don't know.
Can I return to my country on an A6? What?
What was that question? What, to go to an F1 to an F2?
Yes.
So
How long will it take to adjust from F1 to F2?
Okay, all right. So that's why I was confused. You don't adjust from F1 to F2. You change your status. So the question was like, I don't even know what they're asking. You change your status from F1 to F2. You file it on I-539, and it'll probably take at least 3-4 months. I said 100 days, so I was actually not off on that. And the last question was what?
Can I return to my country on an AS6 green card?
An asylum, if you got a green card on asylum and you said, I have a fear of persecution, my life, my body, my physical self is in danger going home, I will be persecuted, and I can never live there because I will never, ever, ever, ever be safe. And then you get your green card in your hand and you say, hey, I want to go back home. You want to know what every human being, all 4 billion people on this earth would call you? A freaking liar. You would come back into the airport, so at least one of those 4 billion are working at the airport will also call you a freaking liar and look to take your green card away. I don't know how many times I've answered that one.
That is very true.
Right?
It's common sense. It makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
The CR1, you elaborated a lot on the CR1 question.
I know. It was. I didn't know where they were traveling. Are they in the United States?
Let's find out after the balloons.
Okay, so a CR1, a pending CR1, or they had a conditional resident card? So I was a little not sure what they were, if they were waiting on their CR1, they have a green card. If you have the green card, yeah, you can go travel anywhere you want. Don't stay out of the country for more than 4 months. If you're waiting on your CR, meaning that you filed an adjustment, if you have advanced parole, you can go back and forth. If you're waiting on your CR in another country, go travel wherever the heck you want. Just come back for your interview at your embassy. But I wasn't sure what they were talking about. So then I started elaborating and I said, I screwed myself.
It's all good. We still got next week.
Yes.
We'll get them on Monday.
You know, I have to follow, Vanessa, in all due respect. She gives me advice and, and she always says, just don't be so specific. Just answer the question and move on. We got to get 9 and 50 seconds. And you know what? You got to keep trading me that. I just want to get into too specific.
I can feel when you want to say more, but
Right.
I'm on the other side trying to cut you off.
Yeah, you're
so
like,
we
come
can
on,
remember to say it later.
right. All right, comments of the day.
All right. Our first comment of the day comes from, there it is, Jessica Leamy saying, I'm ordering a case of lighters from Amazon right now.
She wants the internship.
Direct message me, Jessica Leamy. Talk.
Yeah.
Her and Nesquik don't
Well, the problem is, Jessica Levy, that I think the internship was already taken by Nesquik. She already applied, got the job, so it's not available anymore. All right, I'm sorry.
It all happened while answering immigration questions.
Yeah, right.
Sarah Can saying, awesome show and super informative.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yes. And our last comment of the day comes from Virtue's Land Model saying, thank God I subscribed. I would have missed this pop-up live show. Brad Show Live is like a coffee drink in your blood system that gives you hope and keeps you going day by day.
Wow. That's
great.
a great comment of the day, and I think that is Virtuous Land Model. I think that's Virtue's Land Model. I don't know if it's a man or a woman. I think that is that man or woman's first comment of the day. I don't remember seeing that name before. Thank you very much.
Well, it was amazing.
And thank you. You know what? For the first comment, he or she came in really strong with the first comment. Right?
I was about to
very,
say,
very
kicked
strong.
ass.
Yeah, kicked ass on the first comment. We already became comment of the day.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. What'd you say, Vanessa?
Just saying they were not going to let us forget them.
That's right. That's right. All right, everybody. Have a great weekend. We'll be back at our regular time. There's no pop-up on Monday. We'll be back at our regular time on Monday at around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be safe. Enjoy your summer weekend wherever you are. And we'll see you all Monday. Thanks for watching. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAWLINK. 1-800-529-5465.